Let me tell you a story. It was years ago, it was before the pandemic, when I was hiring for a role. And when I hire at my company, I do group interviews, meaning I bring in 4 to 5 candidates and they meet each other and they meet my team and we're all together. And the reason I do this is that I want to be very transparent. It allows the people that are, interested in this job to see one another, see who they're competing against. But also, if they don't get the job, all of them have said afterwards they feel so less bad about it because they saw and met other people who didn't get it either, right? So it's actually a tool that just makes it easier. But we do it because we want to see how everybody interacts with strangers, how they interact with our teammates, etc. It really reveals a lot how people react in group interviews. So I was interviewing for this job and we brought in this one woman who had a lot more experience than everyone else. But we just really loved her energy in the phone screens. So she gets to this session and she sees that the other candidates are less experienced than her, aka younger than her. She immediately changes. She sits down in the group and she crosses her arms like this. And when it's her turn to talk, she prefaces everything, well, given my experience, like she was so defensive. She had already made up her mind it was age discrimination. Already made up her mind. It was so evident and she made herself so uncomfortable because she was trying, I can't even describe how bad it was. And so obviously we didn't move her forward. And I made a point to give her the feedback. I called her myself and said, I'm older than you, and you made me feel uncomfortable. And this is what you did. And I don't know why you came in and assumed that. But I really want to encourage you, if you're going to go for other jobs like this, you're going to be around younger people. You've reached that point. You're not the youngest person in the job anymore. You're going to run into people that are younger than you, a lot of who will be your manager. And if you can't see them all as equal teammates and collaborative and talk that way, you're not going to move forward, because it was really awkward. And she broke down and she said, oh my gosh, I left and I couldn't understand what triggered me. And then she told me about her previous job and, how she had felt like outdated, and they were hiring younger people, and there was like a whole backstory. And I was like, well, then I'm really glad I gave you that feedback, because you can't just project that onto every future job opportunity, right? You have to really, how you show up is going to indicate how people react. So it's very, very important to think through. Folks, if you've got some things going on, if you're walking around with some baggage, you need to work with a career coach and resolve that, because that baggage comes with you every new job you go to. And I see people not get job interviews because they're projecting, right? They're just projecting. You need to stop the projecting. Whatever you're carrying around needs to be resolved so that you can go in there more peaceful. So if that resonates with you, you've come to the right place. I'd love it if you followed me here. Check out all my free resources linked in my bio. I would love to support you.